Slice of life is a genre that lets you peek into someone's daily life without all the drama that other genres might have. It doesn't get as much attention as the exciting stuff, but to me, it feels like a breath of fresh air, a time to step into someone else's shoes and just relax. This season has 6 slice of life anime, so there's lots of choice and some decent variety. Without further ado, let's get started! First, the one and only continuation. Season 3 of Teasing Master Takagi-san. If you've watched the first 2 seasons, you know what you're getting into, and let me tell you, it's still just as good. For those of you who don't know about it, Teasing Master Takagi-san centers around 2 characters. Nishikata's biggest goal is to one day win a challenge, any challenge, against Takagi. He spends all day coming up with schemes with which to scare her or embarrass her, or to just generally gain the upper hand. Except he's super obvious in just about everything he does, so Takagi loves teasing and embarrassing Nishikata by countering literally every stupid thing he comes up with. It's very sweet, never gets old, and is just a pleasure to watch. And now on to the new stuff. I've had a few surprises this season, the first being Akebi-chan's sailor uniform. My first impression was from,
Bruh.
After seeing this, my expectations were, shall we say, on the wild side. But honestly, it's been a really chill slice of life and I'm really liking this one. Akebi lives in the middle of nowhere with her parents and little sister. At school, she's the only student. But she's now graduating from middle school and starting high school, and her dream of wearing a sailor uniform has finally come true. With one catch. Oops. Other than the weird faces, the art is gorgeous and the characters are likable. Sasaki and Miyano is a fluffy gay romance about a guy called Miyano who loves reading boys love manga. Except he doesn't realize he's actually gay. Sasaki, who's a year older, saves Miyano's friend from a bullying incident. Sasaki also doesn't know he's gay, which makes him especially confused when he gets closer to Miyano and finds him very cute. They both start feeling feelings for each other and are trying to come to terms with what that means. Overall, it's a little too much on the fluffy side for my liking, but by the second episode it really started growing on me. If you're into really sweet romances, this one may be for you. Police in a Pod really took me by surprise. When I saw the trailer, the impression I got was that it would be mediocre. Thankfully, the first episode quickly changed my mind. It's about a newbie police officer who gets assigned to work in a koban, or police box in English. She gets assigned to an officer who is demoted for being too rough on newbies. It takes a semi-realistic perspective on being a police officer, which is especially the case since the manga this is based off of is written by an ex-police officer. If you've seen last year's Uramichi Oni-san, which I recommend by the way, it's got some similar vibes. While the first episode was a light-hearted introduction with speeding tickets and PR work, the next episodes were definitely way harder hitting, so be prepared. It touches some surprisingly dark themes and can get quite emotional, and for me, that's where Police in a Pod truly shines. Before we continue with our seasonal anime, I want to give a quick manga recommendation. You're probably here because you like slice of life, so I'm recommending Pseudo Harem. It's a sweet romance between a boy and a girl who are in theater club in high school. The reason it's called Pseudo Harem is that Rin likes to act out as multiple personality types, making a fake harem for her friend. It's a Twitter manga, so the chapters are short, 4 pages each, but don't let that throw you off. The story completed last year, so you can binge the entire thing. Alright, back to the anime. Slow Loop is a bit like a knockoff Eurocamp, and not in a chill way like Super Cub. By the way, go watch that. But more in the themes. You have Hiyori, a shy, quiet girl sitting on her own and fishing. Then you have a loud, obnoxious girl come in and butt herself into her life. Hiyori ends up teaching her fishing, bringing her to a fishing store. Did I mention the camping? Similarities aside, I really don't know how to feel about this anime. The slice of lifey bits are a bit on the shallow side, but there's also some serious aspects that get touched on quite a bit. All in all, I don't think I'd recommend this one, but if you like fishing, then this may tip the scale in your favor. Last but not least, we have the contender of Anime of the Season, most known for Best Girl of the Season. My Dress Up Darling is a very endearing look into the cosplaying scene. It starts with Gojo, no, not that Gojo, a high school boy whose grandpa owns a Hina doll store. Gojo is quite passionate about the dolls and works hard to improve his skills until he can one day take over the store. But because he does nothing but spend his days practicing his skills, he doesn't have any friends. At all. Marin is the complete opposite. She's a gyaru, she's popular, and she has a modeling job. The thing that makes her most likable, in my opinion, is this. She actually has a hidden hobby of her own. She loves cosplaying. Only one thing. She sucks at sewing. Like, really bad. Due to a sewing machine issue at home, Gojo ends up doing a bit of sewing in an empty room at school. And what do you know? Look who ends up walking in on him! One thing leads to another, and he ends up using his sewing skills for great justice. There's just one more thing. She wants to cosplay as her favorite characters, but she's a big fan of eroge, which if you don't know, is short for erotic games. As you can imagine, this series can get quite lewd. And have I mentioned that he's socially awkward? It makes for some interesting scenarios, like when he needs to get up close and personal for taking her measurements. I've been reading the manga for a while now, and it's still great, even up to the latest chapter. The anime has honestly been great, but if you're into manga, I highly recommend reading the manga. Hey all, thanks for watching. If you like what you saw, please like, subscribe, and hit the bell button to get notified for my next video. Honestly, this season has been a joy so far. Other than the anime listed here, I've also been really enjoying In the Land of Leodale. What anime have you been watching this season? I'll catch you in the next one.